Hello, friends. Welcome to Squared Plans, where creative planning and organization comes to life. I'm Stephanie, and today we're going to be setting up the month of February in my agenda planner. We'll decorate all the monthly pages in a fun seasonal theme. So come plan with me. And I realized as I was beginning this video that I printed one spread that I hadn't meant to, so we will just be skipping over that one. I will be using some washi tape though, and a stamping ink and blending brush, along with this friction marker and these Happy Planner sticker books, which I'll pull from. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start with my overview spread. This is a customized spread for me that I've made out of a couple of items in my planner shop on Etsy. So on one side, I have the monthly overview with the long checklist and habit trackers. And then on the opposite side, I have a single page monthly, which I'll use for my scheduling this month. I am going to be pulling some stickers mainly from this, I think it's Zay Wild sticker book, and the sophisticated florals sticker books as well, matching those two up together. I'm going to be focusing in on the pinks and the greens, more of a peachy pink and a really soft kind of natural green. And I'm tying that together with some washi tape that I had in my stash. The marbled pink and orange toned washi tape is from Plannything. It's an older one, but I really love this washi tape. It really goes well with these kinds of spreads where it's not quite pink, but it's not quite orange either. And it's got this nice kind of marbling effect on it. So that's been one of my favorite washi tapes from her ever. So I use that quite a bit. And then I also have this other one that I cannot remember where it came from, but it's like a branchy green tone, kind of cutesy, which works well with the stickers from that Happy Planner sticker book. So I'm pulling that in, and the green is just perfect for the matching of tone as well. I'll try to find where I got that from. I feel like I got that not that long ago, but I cannot think of where it came from. So that might be a challenge to figure that out, but hopefully I will, and I will put that linked down below. Also, to anything that I'm using here, I will try to find a link for it and put it down in the description. If I can't find a link, I will say so and at least try to describe it as best as I can in case you want to go on a hunt and find mission for something in particular. I try to do that on all my videos in case you're new to my channel. I just find that helpful when you see a setup like this, just to know where you can get the items in case you do see something that you like. And like I said, I am using a layout from my shop, but more of a customized spread, if you will, of these two items. So far, I've basically built out a simple spread, keeping those functional areas functioning. And so I am trying to pull in more color and stickers to build out the theme without taking up any space that I may need for functionality on these pages. So the big idea here was to bring in this love and the heart for, Valentine's month. I'm not a huge Valentine's Day person, but I did like these stickers that weren't over the top, kind of sickly sweet Valentines, but hinted at it, which is perfect for me. I like the idea of a seasonal theme, but I don't want to be overwhelmed with too much sentimentality for Valentine's Day or some other holidays like St. Patrick's Day. They're just a little too over the top. I like it to be a little more subdued, the theme, but still seasonal. So I've started to put in some of the ink behind where I'm going to be putting in that love and the heart stickers. Mainly those stickers with the fine floral kind of collage look to them. And I am pulling in some chalk ink to do that. I have in my stash quite a few chalk inks from both June 6 and Versa Magic. Both of those are, like I said, chalk inks and sit on top of the paper. So they're not super inky. They're more almost like a soft powdery ink that sits on the paper, which is perfect for double-sided printing. I use those quite a bit, sometimes as background, sometimes as stamping inks. This time I'm using it as a background just to add a little more of that green tone to the spread, since I didn't have a ton of that in the other stickers. And I liked how it looked. It gave it like a subtle bit of something and just kind of enhanced the look of those stickers. So I'm bringing that in. It's also behind the outlined florals that I'm pulling in from that Sophisticated Floral sticker book. I decided to stick with just that sticker book and not the other one I pulled. There are both paper and clear stickers in that book, and I have 2 books of that same one, so I was able to have all the florals that I needed for the 5 pages I'll be setting up today. And now that I have already put in the ink as the background, I'm moving in the stickers that will lay on top. It's one of the nice benefits of using wax paper to set up my spreads. Just really helps pre-plan out stuff like this where you're using mixed media so that you can get it right where you want it and need it to enhance the spread without kind of guessing on where it needs to be. So I moved pretty much everything over that I'm going to use, and now I'm going to set up the monthly. This is an undated single page month, so I'm just going to go ahead and quickly number it as well as label the month for February. And then there are 6 weeks on this printable, so I don't need that 6th week at all. I'm going to go ahead and white it out and just kind of make it look a little bit cleaner down there. And I'm also going to white out the space between the empty days at the beginning of the month. Again, just to kind of highlight how the month will go. And finally, I'll add a little bit of that highlighter there into the habit trackers to add a bit more color. And I'll fill those out once the month starts. I haven't quite figured out what I'm going to be tracking there for February. Okay, so now we are moving on to the next spread, which is my monthly goals and weekly tasks spread. I went back and forth on whether I was going to keep it as is or go back to the same spread that I used last year for my agenda planner, which was more of a hybrid of the goals and the overview spread that we were just on. But I decided to give this one another go for the month of February. I think that I wasn't as productive as I wanted to be in January using this spread, mainly because I had a lot of random stuff pop up and I wasn't really able to focus as much on the goals as I had hoped. Thankfully, the goals that I picked were somewhat low key and nothing that was going to be too detrimental if I missed it. I'm keeping up with my goals, but I'm going to try to push it a little bit harder in February now that things have stabilized a little bit more in my schedule. That said, I am going to use this spread as is, and because it's a fairly functional spread, I'm going to keep everything on the outsides of these boxes, mainly on the tops and the bottoms, where there's a little bit of extra room for decor, but in the inside, I will be filling out my monthly goals for February, as well as each week setting up the list of tasks that kind of help me foresee what I'm going to be doing that week and incorporating in tasks related to my goals to help me get those done and help me achieve those goals. So I've added in, again, some more layered washi. I've been ripping the washi, if you didn't notice that before, to give it a little bit more of a natural look and layering it on top of each other. And then I brought in some of those florals again from the sophisticated florals in the outlined style. And then a couple of the watercolor florals from the Zay Wild sticker book as well. Just tying again those same elements from the previous spread into this spread. Right now I'm looking for some functional checklist stickers that I can use in my monthly goals section. There were a few in there that I thought might work, but right now I don't have the right number of the ones that I want in the right colors. I thought I was going to be able to do it with these peachy pink ones and the dark green, but I noticed that the way that they were designed was completely different. So I don't like that. I like things to look fairly uniform in this area, again, just for, repetition and functionality. So I'm going back through the book, trying to look and see what else I can come up with. I also realized that that really dark green wasn't the color I wanted to use. So I am pulling in the softer sagey green tone and stumbled across a second page of these flagged checklists with the same colors that I needed. So thankfully it all worked out. I just pulled in a pinky tone and a sage tone and called it a day. That made me happy because I was searching for quite a while trying to figure out how I was going to add some color to those areas. And I thought I was going to bring in some more flowers at the bottom, but I think we're just going to go with what we have here. Again, I like to keep things functional, so we'll just work with the washi. I think it'll be decorative enough in the end. So now I'm laying in that washi down at the bottom. I think I'm going to add a bit of that soft ink on the background of the florals at the top and on the edges down at the bottom. Again, I like to incorporate all those same elements that you see from the previous spread that I used to make it all look cohesive in the end. So the whole month looks like one style of spread or one theme. And I'm whiting out behind these corner floral stickers. I think they'll look really good right on the corners here, but I don't want that black line showing from behind. So I'm using my white pen for that. That is one of my favorite things that I recently discovered from Journal Say. It's a pack of 6 white gel pens, and they work perfectly for whiting out fine lines like that. So I will use that pretty frequently behind clear stickers when there's something behind it that I don't want to show through. And just moving over the washi tape now over here on the top. And just try and get the layering right. Since it's got a natural edge there, I definitely want it to look good, but sometimes the layering isn't quite what I want or expect, so I may have to adjust it a little bit when I lay it down. I'm dropping in the florals now. And those are looking pretty good on top of the green. And finally, this little bouquet that will work perfectly for a bit more of those floral feels without really encroaching too much on functional space. Give those a second to dry behind them so that I can separate these pages out. I'm just going to use my little sticker spatula to cement down those stickers and do some trimming here just to clean up the edges. And that looks good. I think that page is ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and skip the wax paper on this final page that I'll be setting up. I kind of have a feel for how the theme should go, and I know what areas I need to keep open, so I think I'm confident enough to figure out what should go where without needing the wax paper. I had seen this little, I want to say maybe a buffalo or a bison, and thought it was super cute. So I definitely had the plan to use it here on this back page in this corner. I just knew that was going to be a cute addition. I'm also going to add in some more of those outlined florals from the Sophisticated Floral sticker book. Again, for that repetition. And then, of course, we'll add in the washi tape that I prepped. Again, layering that up and trimming off any excess. We'll balance that out with some more washi tape here at the top, layered up. Clean up this weird layering a little bit. Add in maybe a floral here as well. Then look for something else to add in, maybe one of these little headers that I used on the monthly goals page. Just want to clean out behind that though, so it looks clean when I set it down, since it is semi-transparent. I do need to add in a bit more color too, and I want to have two colors for the bullet points I'll be using here for my social media stats. I track my Instagram followers and my YouTube subscribers every day. I'd only pulled the pink peachy tone, and so I needed to find another marker that was the right color green to match up, and the Right Tech sign brush pen was perfect. Added a little bit more color there on the headers below in my customized social media spread. That is another customization for me personally. If you need anything in my shop customized, you can reach out to me on Etsy and I'll be happy to give you a quote. So I was getting ready to put this in and realized that I hadn't cleaned out the holes. So of course I'm going back and doing that now. I'm just going to use my precision cutter to clean it out since they're just thin, clear stickers. My little chopping mat is pretty handy there so that I can do it right on top of it. I also realized I missed one, so I'm just going to wing it there with my scissors. They were also out of order, so I'm going to fix it for you before we end. And that should do it for us, friends. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up down below. Also, too, go ahead and leave me a comment if you'd like to get in touch, and think about subscribing to my channel if you haven't already, if you'd like to see more of my videos. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and we will see you next time. Bye!